Hi everybody, welcome back to Crafting with Bean. I'm Jill and I'm so excited to share this video with you today. I am going to be showing you what I did with the rest of my many messages sentiments that I had left over from my first video. I had 9 of them left, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a video about the rest of the ones that I used, but I'm also going to introduce you into the designer series paper that's going to be available in the upcoming annual catalog. There are 5 different collections. I've made 1 or 2 cards from each, and then I actually have 2 bonus cards to show you as well. I needed to finish up my collection. So I'll walk through each of those with you, and we'll go collection by collection, and I'll show you the formula that I used for each card. I kept it simple. Boy, I tell you what, you could get a pack of coordinating cardstock with these, like this is the Brights. You could get a pack of this and a pack of the coordinating cardstock to go with it, and you could assembly style make a lot of cards in a short period of time. Let me show you how I did mine. So the first collection that I'm going to show you, this is our neutrals collection. And so in the neutrals, the colors that are inside there are Mary Merlot, Early Espresso, Soft Suede, Crumb Cake, Sahara Sand, Gray Granite, Smoky Slate, Basic Gray, Mossy Meadow, and Night of Navy. And in the packet that's available in the annual catalog, you'll see a couple of different patterns. So you see this sort of plaid pattern. This is what I've chosen to use on all of my cards. So all of the cards that you're going to see use one particular color, but using this pattern throughout, and you'll see what I mean. So on one side is this sort of plaid. The other side to that is sort of, I guess maybe you could call that floral. The other is sort of this stripe with dots on there. I'll see if I can get it a little bit closer and you can kind of see. And then on the other side of that is sort of this other geometric pattern. And so it comes in every single one of the Stampin' Up! Available colors, and we're going to go over each of those packets. So again, this is the neutrals. What I've done was I've chosen the Night of Navy cardstock with the Night of Navy plaid. And I just kept it very simple. I felt like this card read a little bit more masculine. It has this sort of plaid that's on there in a very masculine shade of blue. Honestly, you could give this to anybody, but I have the elegant faceted gems that are available on there. And inside, I just have a very simple white panel to write my message in there. And this little greeting says, "Sending a smile your way." And so basically what I have done, and I'll have the measurements in the description box below, I've taken an 8.5 by 5.5 sheet of paper. And what I did was I cut it to 8.5 by 5.5. I scored it at 4 1/4, and then I sliced off 1/2 of an inch. So it depends on which order you're going to do that. So I cut my 8.5 by 11 in half. I cut off my 1/2 of an inch, and then I scored it 4 1/4. If you do all of your cutting and then scoring, you'll have a 5.5 by 8 sheet of paper, and then you would score it 3 3/4. So it doesn't matter. Again, I'll put all of the information in the description box below. So that was my first one. Again, that's from the neutrals collection. The next is from the Regals collection. And inside the Regals collection, look how beautiful this paper is, and look how many different colors. Inside the Regals collection, you have Real Red, Cherry Cobbler, Cajun Craze, Pumpkin Pie, Crushed Curry, Old Olive, Garden Green, Shaded Spruce, Blackberry Bliss, and Rich Razzleberry. And again, same thing, plaid on one side, stripes and floral on the other side, and the other geometric pattern that's out there. Just really beautiful paper. How many ideas are you already getting from all of these different papers? Each pack comes with 40 sheets of 6 by 6 paper. From this collection, I had the Real Red cardstock, so I chose the Real Red Designer Series paper, and my sentiment says Happy Anniversary. I used my holiday rhinestones for these. I have 3 of the Real Red ones and 2 of the Crushed Curry rhinestones that are in there with that. So I really kept this very tone on tone. I've got Real Red Designer Series paper on Real Red cardstock, so I kept that very tone on tone for that. The next of my collection is the Brights collection. And within the Brights collection, we bring this into view. Within the Brights collection, the colors we're talking about are Poppy Parade, Mambo Melon, Flirty Flamingo, Mango Melody, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, Pacific Point, and Gorgeous Grape. What I decided to do from this collection was take the Bermuda Bay and the Gorgeous Grape, and I kind of had 2 different, now because these were a little bit darker, I thought that white would really pop in the background, but I probably should keep that in camera. I used a black cardstock on my Bermuda Bay here, and also use the black ribbon to cover that front panel. I thought that would really be a nice touch. These little sequins came from Paper Pumpkin, a Paper Pumpkin kit that I have. The one tip that I'll give you on this one, you can kind of see my mistake here. Oh, my little sequin came off. You have to be careful with your sentiments. So some of the measurements with this, you just have to be careful with these sentiments. I should have taken off maybe 1/8 of an inch from this card, because that sentiment will interfere a little bit with the opening and closing of the card. So I would just be mindful of that and kind of adjust your measurements a little bit accordingly on that 1/2 inch strip. Maybe make it, I don't know, a 5/8 inch strip that you take off from that side to accommodate that little bit larger of a sentiment. This is the Gorgeous Grape. I used the tri-colored ribbon and the pastel pearls, along with the Gorgeous Grape Designer Series paper and Gorgeous Grape cardstock. And this sentiment reads, "Your kindness means more than you could ever imagine." And inside, again, I have just my white panel. So that, again, is from the Brights collection, and I'll kind of push that off to the side there. This one, I think, it might be my favorite. This is the Subtles collection. Within the Subtles collection, you've got Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Petal Pink, So Saffron, Soft Seafoam, Pear Pizzazz, Mint Macaron, Pool Party, Balmy Blue, and Highland Heather. And what I've decided to use from this stack was the Soft Seafoam, and I made this a sympathy card. The greeting here says, "Thinking of you with sympathy and prayers," and I just love how these colors coordinate with the basic white cardstock. I used the basic pearls. This ribbon came from the Flowers for Every Occasion, or Flowers for Every Season. I'll have it in the description box below. I just thought, gosh, this looks like such a gentle, sweet, soothing card with the color and pairing with the soft ribbon and the sweet pearls. I thought, my goodness, whoever's going to receive this is going to feel my sympathy through the mail. It's going to be a hug in the mail for them. So that, again, is the Subtles collection. Finally, what we have is the 2020 to 2022 in color collection. So for this, we've got a few less colors. We have 5 colors. We've got the Magenta Madness, we've got the Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Misty Moonlight, and Just Jade. And so what I decided to do with this one, given the Bumblebee, I took a black piece of cardstock and used that Designer Series paper, that Bumblebee, and then I die cut from the Honeybee collection a gold Bumblebee from a gold foil sheet, and then I used the matching in color enamel dots. That's the Bumblebee enamel dots. And my little sentiment says, "Just wanted to say," and I can put my little message inside there. And then I got to thinking, boy, up against the black cardstock, up against that Magenta Madness, boy, wouldn't that be great? So I made another one. And I had to trim this a little bit shorter on this side. This is a 5/8 of an inch section that I've cut off here to accommodate, because if I put these next to each other, you can see there's a little bit of a difference. This front panel is a little bit longer than this one because the sentiments are so much different. This one is a little bit skinnier than that one, so I just wanted to accommodate. So I didn't make the same mistake with my Bermuda Bay, where it would interfere with opening and closing my card. And this one says, "So happy to hear of your exciting news. Congratulations." Again, with a white panel on the inside. And I've used the same in color enamel dots. This is the Magenta Madness. So I actually had a few pieces left over from making these. With a 6x6 sheet of paper to make these panels, you'll cut it in half, and then you'll have 2 3x6 sheets of paper, and then you're going to slice these. These are 1.5 inches by 3 inches. You'll have an extra panel of a rectangle here, and then of course I'll have a 3x6. And I thought, well, geez, what else could I use for that? I had just 2 sentiments left to use. So what I did was, from the Regals collection, I used that red to make a bow tie, and I made just a very simple card here. And maybe you can see, I hope the camera kind of picks up the sheen from the different black. It's black cardstock strips on black cardstock paper. So when I was going through and making some of these cards, I had that 1/2 inch and 5/8 inch strip. I just tacked them down here. I just made a little background and gives that a little bit of texture. And then I stamped, this is from the Handsomely Suited collection. I just stamped on white cardstock using black Memento ink. I stamped one style of the bow tie that comes in that set, and then I stamped a different one on that real red cardstock, and then I used my elegant faceted gems on there. And this greeting says, "Thank you for being you," kind of like it stands out. That person stands out to you, and you're kind of thanking them for that. Maybe it's a great friend, or something amazing has just happened, and they deserve a little shout out. And then, of course, I have a white panel on the inside, so I used that. I had one greeting left. And so I decided to use all of the remaining pieces of paper that I had from the cards that I had created. And I just die cut this little flower die that I had. I used my elegant faceted gems. This is soft seafoam cardstock. And I just drew a little stem on each one of these with the old olive alcohol-based markers. I just used the thin side of it. There's my soft seafoam plaid that's in there, and my final sentiment: I'm so happy to celebrate these moments with you. And again, just have a white panel on the inside. So those are all of my collections. That's a sneak peek into the designer series paper that's coming out in the new annual catalog, and finally finishing up all of my sentiments for my many messages. So I have all of these products available in my online store. I'll link that in the description below. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If this is the first time to my channel, please subscribe, hit the notification button, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, everybody.